Have you ever stopped to think about all the goals you've written down in the past? I will lose weight. I will read more. I will save money. I will change my life. How many of those goals did you actually achieve? The truth is, most people fail. Not because they are weak, not because they lack desire, and not because they are lazy. They fail because they are following the wrong approach. They rely on motivation alone to drive change. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes, leaving you stuck on days when you feel tired, stressed, or unmotivated. Chasing results without a clear method creates frustration, inconsistency, and disappointment. What if there was a method that works even when motivation fades? A method used by top performers, athletes, creators, entrepreneurs, and students who achieve real, lasting transformation. That method is systems over goals. By focusing on building consistent, repeatable actions rather than obsessing over results, you create a process that guarantees progress every day. Systems are permanent, reliable, and completely within your control. They turn small daily actions into massive long-term results and transform not just what you do, but who you become. Today, you will discover the power of systems. You will learn how to stop chasing goals and start building a process that naturally leads to success. Welcome to this deep, life-changing lesson on systems over goals. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Why Goals Fail. Most people grow up believing that goals are the key to success. We are taught to write goals, repeat goals, visualize goals, and chase goals. But in reality, goals often bring pressure instead of peace, stress instead of strength, and disappointment instead of motivation. The moment you set a goal, you create a mental distance between who you are today and who you want to become in the future. That distance becomes a silent source of frustration. You start to feel like you are not enough yet, like you must achieve something big before you can allow yourself to feel proud or satisfied. A goal whispers in your mind, "You should be better by now." It tells you, "You are not there yet," and sometimes even, "You must reach this point before you can be happy." This thinking slowly damages your confidence. Instead of enjoying the journey, you begin to judge every step. Instead of celebrating small progress, you focus only on the finish line. And because the finish line feels so far away, you constantly feel behind. This is the hidden danger of goals. They make you chase results instead of building habits. They make you obsessed with the outcome instead of appreciating the effort. You start imagining the target so much that you forget to take consistent action in the present. In the end, people don't fail because they lack talent or desire. They fail because they rely too heavily on goals and ignore the systems that actually create transformation. Chapter 2. What is a system? A system is not a dream, not a wish, and not a faraway target. A system is a clear, repeatable set of actions that you follow every single day, no matter how you feel or what your long-term goals may be. Think of a system as a personal engine that keeps working quietly in the background, pushing you forward step by step. It is like building a machine that operates even when your motivation is low, even when your emotions are unstable, and even when life becomes busy or unpredictable. A system removes the need for willpower because the actions become automatic. Unlike goals, a system does not depend on motivation. It does not depend on mood. It does not depend on the calendar or any special moment. It works because it is simple, repeatable, and sustainable. A system helps you take action whether you are excited or tired, happy or stressed, inspired or bored. This stability is what creates long-term success. When you have a system, you don't wait for the perfect day. You take small steps every day, and those small steps build a strong foundation. A system is nothing more than a daily routine, yet it has the power to change your entire life. It guarantees progress because consistency always beats intensity. If your goal is the destination, then your system is the smooth, reliable road that takes you there. Without a road, a destination is useless. But with a strong system, even the biggest goal becomes achievable, manageable, and realistic. Systems give you direction, structure, and steady movement forward, even on your most difficult days. Chapter 3. Systems create identity change. When you begin following a system consistently, a remarkable transformation starts to take place, one that goes far beyond achieving a single goal. You no longer focus only on the distant version of yourself you hope to become someday. Instead, you start becoming that person in the present moment. Systems shape your daily actions, and your actions shape your habits. Over time, these habits shape your identity. You slowly begin to see yourself differently, not as someone who wants to be successful, healthy, or skilled, but as someone who already embodies those qualities. For example, a person who goes to the gym every day does more than build muscle or lose weight. They begin to see themselves as someone who values health and discipline. A person who reads 10 pages every night doesn't just accumulate knowledge. They start identifying as a reader, someone who naturally seeks growth and learning. A person who writes a little every morning doesn't just produce content. They become a writer, someone who expresses ideas consistently. These identity shifts are subtle at first, but they grow stronger with every repeated action. Goals focus on a future result, which can feel distant and overwhelming. Systems, on the other hand, focus on the present, on the small actions you take every day. By concentrating on your daily routines, you reinforce the kind of person you want to be. And identity change is the most powerful transformation of all because it lasts long after goals are achieved. When your identity aligns with your actions, success becomes a natural byproduct, not a stressful pursuit. Systems turn who you are today into who you are becoming tomorrow. Chapter 4. The Hidden Power of Small Actions. Many people assume that success comes only through massive, dramatic actions. They believe that in order to achieve something meaningful, they must make huge changes overnight, or take extreme steps that feel almost impossible. But the truth is the opposite. Real growth, lasting change, and meaningful progress happen quietly, slowly, and consistently through small, repeated actions. These small actions may seem insignificant at first, almost invisible. But over time, they accumulate into results that are far greater than any single monumental effort could produce. For example, reading 10 pages a day might not feel like much. In 1 week, it may barely seem like progress at all. But after a year, those small daily readings add up, and you will have read more books than most people do in a lifetime. Similarly, walking 20 minutes a day may not result in losing 10 kilograms in a month, but over a year, your body, health, and energy levels will transform completely. The quiet consistency of these actions builds momentum, and momentum creates lasting change. This is the hidden power of small actions. They make success accessible and sustainable. Systems are built around this idea. breaking complex goals into tiny, manageable steps. When actions are small, simple, and repeatable, they remove resistance and make progress almost automatic. Success no longer feels like a distant dream or a huge burden. It becomes the natural outcome of the systems you follow every day. Small actions may seem invisible now, but their compounded effect is unstoppable. Chapter 5. Motivation is unreliable, systems are not. Motivation is often glorified as the key to success, but in reality, it is highly unreliable. Motivation is like a fire. It burns intensely, giving you energy, excitement, and focus, but it also burns out quickly. Some days, you feel unstoppable, full of inspiration and energy. Other days, even the simplest tasks feel impossible. Relying solely on motivation makes your progress inconsistent and fragile, because your success becomes dependent on how you feel in the moment. On your bad days, when motivation is low or absent, you may give up entirely or postpone important actions, delaying results indefinitely. This is where systems show their true power. Systems are built to function independently of emotions or mood. They work even when you are tired, stressed, or distracted. They work even when life gets busy, chaotic, or overwhelming. They work even when motivation has completely disappeared. Systems create automatic habits and routines, so progress continues, without the need for constant willpower or excitement. When you follow a system, success becomes a natural outcome, not a fleeting reward for temporary energy. Relying on motivation alone is risky. It leaves you at the mercy of your emotions, which are unpredictable and ever-changing. Systems, however, provide stability and reliability. They allow you to take consistent action regardless of your mental state, ensuring that you continue moving forward on your path to growth. With systems in place, your results are no longer hostage to your feelings. They happen naturally, day after day, even on the days you feel like giving up. This is why systems are far more powerful than motivation. Chapter 6. Systems reduce decision fatigue. Every day, your mind is bombarded with countless decisions, both big and small. Should I wake up now or sleep a little longer? Should I go to the gym today or skip it? Should I work on my project or scroll aimlessly on social media? These decisions may seem minor individually, but together they create a heavy mental load that gradually exhausts your brain. This constant decision-making drains your willpower and focus, leaving you more likely to make poor choices, procrastinate, or give up on important tasks. Decision fatigue is one of the hidden reasons why people fail to stay consistent or reach their goals. This is where systems provide a remarkable advantage. When you follow a system, many of these small daily choices disappear. You already know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. There is no need for debate, no room for confusion, and no negotiation with yourself. Your system acts as a roadmap, guiding your actions automatically. It frees your mind from unnecessary mental clutter, so you can save your energy for decisions that truly matter. Decisions that require creativity, strategy, or problem-solving. For example, someone with a morning exercise system doesn't need to think every day about whether to work out. They simply follow the routine. Someone with a reading system doesn't argue with themselves about opening a book. They just turn the page. By removing repetitive choices, systems protect your mental energy, increase consistency, and make progress almost effortless. The less your mind is burdened with trivial decisions, the more powerful and focused you become in achieving meaningful growth. Chapter 7. Examples of systems in daily life. Systems are not complicated or difficult. In fact, the most effective systems are often the simplest. They are small, consistent actions that anyone can follow, yet they have the power to transform your life over time. Let's look at some practical examples that you can start using immediately. A reading system, for instance, can be as simple as committing to read 10 pages every night before bed. 10 pages may not seem like much in one day, but over a month or a year, you will have read a remarkable number of books, building knowledge, perspective, and mental discipline along the way. A fitness system can be as easy as walking for 20 minutes every morning at the same time. This daily habit strengthens your body, improves your energy, and sets a tone of discipline for the rest of your day. It doesn't require motivation. You don't need to feel inspired to walk. Your system tells you to move, and you follow. A money system could involve automatically saving a fixed percentage of your income every month. By removing the need to make constant decisions about saving, you ensure that your financial health grows consistently over time. A creativity system might be writing for 15 minutes every morning, regardless of whether you feel inspired. Small, regular creative practice gradually strengthens your skills, boosts confidence, and keeps your creative energy flowing. Notice the common theme. These systems are simple, repeatable, and not dependent on mood or motivation. They are small enough to be easy, yet powerful enough to create long-term transformation. By implementing these daily systems, you can steadily improve every area of your life without overwhelming yourself. Chapter 8. Systems build momentum slowly but surely. When you first begin following a system, it is normal to feel that the results are small or even invisible. The changes may not appear immediately, and it can be tempting to doubt whether your efforts are making any difference at all. But this is a natural part of the process. Success is rarely instant. It is more like pushing a heavy wheel. At first, the wheel barely moves, and the effort feels exhausting. Every push seems to take enormous energy for minimal progress. But if you continue pushing day after day, something remarkable happens. The wheel begins to turn more easily, faster, and with less effort. The consistent repetition of small actions creates momentum, and momentum is the secret that turns small, consistent efforts into significant results over time. This momentum does more than just produce results. It builds confidence. Each completed action, each small success, reinforces your belief in yourself and your ability to follow through. As your confidence grows, your actions become smoother, more automatic, and even more effective. Systems create a cycle of progress that strengthens itself. Small actions lead to momentum, momentum builds confidence, and confidence produces transformation. This is why successful people continue to achieve success over time. They don't rely on random bursts of motivation or temporary inspiration. Instead, they focus on their systems and allow momentum to accumulate. They understand that consistent effort, even if it seems small at first, eventually leads to extraordinary results. By sticking to your system, you are building unstoppable momentum that propels you toward long-term success and transformation. Chapter 9. Goals create a success or failure mindset. When you focus only on goals, your mindset becomes rigid, black and white, and highly judgmental. Every day is measured against whether you are closer to reaching your target or falling short. If you do not make significant progress toward the goal, you feel disappointed, frustrated, or even like a failure. This constant evaluation puts unnecessary pressure on your mind and emotions. Even on the days when you make progress, achieving a goal can sometimes feel surprisingly empty. You reach the finish line, but the sense of fulfillment fades quickly, leaving you searching for the next target. This success or failure cycle can make your journey stressful, exhausting, and unsustainable. Systems, on the other hand, remove this emotional roller coaster. When you focus on following a system, every day becomes an opportunity for success. Completing your system, whether it's reading, exercising, saving money, or practicing a skill, is a success in itself. You no longer judge yourself solely on distant outcomes, but on consistent action in the present. This daily sense of accomplishment builds self-belief, strengthens discipline, and fosters resilience. Each day you follow your system, you prove to yourself that you are capable, consistent, and committed, regardless of external results. By shifting your focus from goals to systems, you free yourself from the stress of measuring life in extremes. Instead of labeling days as wins or losses, you embrace steady progress. This mindset allows growth to become sustainable and creates a powerful internal drive that is independent of external validation. Systems transform how you experience success, making it a continuous, empowering journey rather than a fleeting destination. Chapter 10. How Systems Remove Stress. When you focus solely on goals, your mind often feels heavy with pressure. A goal makes you think, "I must achieve this by a certain time," and suddenly, your happiness, motivation, and confidence all depend on the outcome. Deadlines loom large, and every delay or obstacle creates tension, anxiety, and stress. Your mind constantly worries about whether you are on track or falling behind. This focus on results, which are often influenced by external factors beyond your control, leaves you feeling overwhelmed and exhausted. Systems, however, shift your attention away from outcomes and toward the actions you can control. A system makes you think, "I must follow my process today." This simple change in mindset creates calm, focus, and consistency. When your energy is directed toward the process rather than chasing results, anxiety decreases because you are no longer trying to control what cannot be controlled. You focus solely on what you can do right now, which is always within your reach. Following a system provides mental clarity and peace because it eliminates uncertainty. You know exactly what steps to take, when to take them, and how to measure success. Daily action itself becomes your measure. Peaceful action is surprisingly powerful. When your mind is calm and focused, your efforts are more productive, creative, and effective. By removing the stress associated with chasing distant results, systems allow you to work with purpose, enjoy the journey, and achieve outcomes naturally. Stress fades, and consistent progress becomes inevitable. Chapter 11. Turning Goals into Systems. Many people set goals with good intentions, but they often forget the most important step: turning those goals into practical, actionable systems. A goal alone, such as "I want to lose weight," is vague and focuses only on the outcome. Instead, reframe it into a system that directs your daily actions. For example, say, "I will follow a daily movement system." This shifts your attention from the distant result to the consistent actions you can take today. creating a clear path forward. Similarly, a goal like, "I want to save money," can feel stressful or overwhelming if you focus only on the amount you want to reach. Turning it into a system, "I will follow a monthly savings system," removes pressure and ensures progress regardless of immediate results. You are no longer waiting to achieve the end goal. You are building habits that naturally lead to the outcome over time. Even personal development goals, such as learning a new language, become more effective when converted into systems. Instead of saying, "I want to become fluent in English," focus on, "I will follow a daily English practice system." By committing to small, consistent daily actions like reading, listening, or speaking for a few minutes each day, you gradually build fluency without the stress of chasing an abstract result. The process is simple but powerful. Transform your goals into actions, transform your actions into habits, and transform your habits into systems. Systems remove uncertainty, create consistency, and turn long-term goals into manageable steps. By focusing on systems rather than goals, you set yourself up for sustainable, lasting success. Chapter 12. Tracking your system, not your goal. One of the most effective ways to ensure long-term success with systems is to focus on tracking your actions rather than your results. Goals make us obsessed with outcomes, which are often unpredictable and outside our control. Systems, on the other hand, give us complete control over our daily actions. By tracking these actions consistently, we create a clear record of our progress, which reinforces discipline, builds momentum, and encourages continuous improvement. There are many ways to track your system. You can use a simple journal to note each day's completed tasks, a notebook to check off daily actions, a digital app to log your routines, or even a simple checklist on paper. The method is not important. What matters is that you visually mark each day when you follow your system. This simple act of marking your progress creates a sense of achievement and accountability, which becomes surprisingly motivating over time. Tracking systems transforms consistency into a habit. Each checkmark or logged action serves as proof that you are taking steps toward growth, regardless of how small they may seem. Over time, seeing a streak of completed actions builds confidence, reinforces identity change, and keeps you committed even when motivation fades. Unlike goal tracking, which often leads to stress and disappointment, system tracking focuses entirely on what you can control: your daily effort. This approach makes success predictable and sustainable, turning small, consistent actions into powerful, lasting results. Chapter 13. Becoming a system-driven person. When you fully embrace the practice of living by systems, your entire approach to life transforms. You no longer chase success desperately, anxious about deadlines or results. Instead, success begins to follow you naturally, as a byproduct of the consistent actions you take every day. Systems create a rhythm in your life that brings calm, clarity, focus, and confidence. You stop forcing results and start trusting the process, understanding that steady, daily effort produces far more reliable outcomes than short bursts of intensity or last-minute motivation ever could. Living by systems also changes your identity. You are no longer someone who merely hopes or wishes for success. Instead, you become someone who is becoming successful every single day through deliberate, consistent action. This identity shift is subtle but powerful. It influences your habits, your mindset, and the way you approach challenges. Each day spent following your system reinforces this identity, making growth inevitable and natural. Systems turn life into a smooth, predictable journey of progress. They remove the uncertainty, stress, and pressure that come from focusing solely on distant goals. When your systems are strong and well established, your goals begin to reach you automatically, without the anxiety or struggle you may have once associated with achievement. By becoming a system-driven person, you unlock a life of consistent growth, inner peace, and lasting success, where progress is measured not by occasional victories, but by steady, daily improvement. Final note: success does not come from setting the perfect goal or imagining the ideal outcome. Goals alone are fragile. They depend on motivation, luck, and circumstances beyond your control. True, lasting success comes from building the perfect system, one that guides your daily actions, shapes your habits, and strengthens your identity over time. Systems are reliable, consistent, and under your control, making them far more powerful than any goal alone could ever be. When you fall in love with the process, when you focus on the small, repeatable actions that move you forward, you create momentum that cannot be stopped. The results no longer feel like distant targets. They naturally follow the work you do every day. By committing to systems, you remove stress, eliminate uncertainty, and build a foundation for growth that lasts a lifetime. This approach transforms your life slowly, quietly, and powerfully. Each day you follow your system, you are becoming a better version of yourself, step by step. Over time, these small, consistent actions compound into remarkable achievements, shaping not just what you accomplish, but who you become. Success, then, is no longer something you chase. It becomes a natural outcome of the systems you create, the habits you follow, and the identity you build. Embrace systems, trust the process, and watch your life transform in ways you never thought possible.